a Stanford football player.
See why. Certainly was evident on that hit. Palumbo's doing well, so that's good.
He's really skilled, Chad Palumbo. He's going to play.
Either way, no face-off Princeton ball with the extra man.
Exactly.
Dead ball. That's a dead ball foul.
Palumbo's going to play.
So this opens the door for the Tigers.
North of the border this summer up in Canada, we play box lacrosse. Total lax rat.
White, 48, direct contact to the head, 2 minutes, full time, black ball.
Wow.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see that
2 minute,
either.
wow.
Music doesn't like it at all.
I thought it might be indirect, an in-between indirect and then just a unsportsmanlike late, but that's locked in too. Yeah, no face-off.
This is a big moment in this game, even though it's really early for Princeton. They were down 4 goals. They got 2 back. Now they're man up for 2 minutes, unreleasable. They can score as often as they can and still be man up during this 2 minutes.
The key thing too is they don't face off because they have an advantage, Cornell, on the face-off.
The key here is to get a really good scoring opportunity without turning the ball over, because then Cornell can really dig into that 2 minutes. Kabir inside, that'll be 1 goal. Braden Saris gets 1 back, and now it's 4-3, and they're still man up.
They like it. Saris is the high crease finisher. Quinn, you and I talk about it. Princeton's about as skilled of an offense as you'll find. They're so slick, little hidden ball trick. Just for a beat, it costs Cornell in terms of where is the ball.
And Saris cuts the crease here. He starts up top. This extra man unit, number 3 in the country coming into the weekend at 58%. They're awesome. You mentioned sticks. There's a nice balance of righties and lefties. They got some outside gas and some inside finishers.
Here's the deal. If you're Princeton, you have to call a timeout if you win the face-off and you think that you might be in a little trouble, because that penalty's locked in.
This possession is massive, and Cascadden wins it ahead to himself.
That's a great grounder.
And now Kirsten Company can work on that clock right now.
Yeah, and really smart by Michael Long to get the ball to C.J. Kurse, 15 in white, to be the initiator here. Princeton's got to decide, are they going to double the ball initially? Are they going to play a designated backer like a free safety in the middle of the field? They have an extra man now for a full minute. How risky do you want to get here?
Sometimes when you have that extra guy, you get a little too crazy and guy beats a double and you're not in your base defense. It's a scoring opportunity.
Well, you can see Kelleher and Kirst are just content to just run that shot clock all the way down. Kirst is in no hurry to initiate here.
Cornell keeps Chris Davis 7 in white on the field. He's a defensive midfielder.
About a 17-second difference in shot clock and penalty clock.
It's just crazy. It was 4-0. You thought like Princeton's was going to get run out.
Yeah, they were in danger of getting run out. And they made a nice run here. 3 goals in just over a minute. One of them man up. Kirst now on the run. Kelleher couldn't handle the pass. Look out here. Croddick goes out to get it dangerously, but it's risk-reward, and the reward could be high.
You still want a timeout here, Clark? Is it 20 to go in the penalty?
Well, it's academic now. Kelleher, look at the speed. It's a freight train going downhill.
You're more apt to call timeout in the first half in a scenario like that as opposed to the second half.
Full strength as that 2-minute unreleasable penalty against Cornell ends up hurting him to the tune of just 1 goal. But it is a 1-goal contest right now after the Big Reds stormed out to a 4-0 lead. Kelleher on the move. Just use that shoulder flurry just to give him a little bit of space.
Cooper Miller did a nice job closing on that shot release, 66 in black.
Kelleher is a load. Dude is an absolute beast.
Good pass inside. Kurse saved by Croddick. First, then he gets it off, and he couldn't find the net.
See how he scoops and shoots in one? That's
shows you how far Croddick was off his line. He made that save outside the crease.
Both these goalies have been very active in terms of coming off their line to make big saves in this first half. Keller again. Firth. Skips it. Kirst got a little bit of a better angle. Defense did a nice job closing. Kelleher loses it. Gets it back. Still plenty of time. 17 seconds to shoot, so no need to panic.
Ouch.
Chronic, you can hear it, but he gets it back. Chronic didn't need to make that save as Kirst just missed, had an open net.
Big stop by Chronic, right? A little flop there, but it was just what the doctor ordered to match that low shot by Kirst.
Former goalie Q up here in the booth. When you heard that sound, that had to send chills down your spine. That doesn't feel very good. You heard the thump on the skin.
Where's the worst place to get hit?
Toes, thumbs.
When it's cold especially, right? It's not warm here today, but it's cool and damp.
If I had a big lead and he was in the cage, I'd go right for the toe or the thumb.
Right, just so you'd hear that ouch. Ouch! Damn it, Kark. Burns looking to continue this Tiger comeback. Here's Palumbo. Got his defender hung up in the form of Staub, so he's looking for a cutter here. Now Staub picks him up inside a quick stick, and Burns gets the goal. We're all tied at 4.
You want energy? They're matching the energy right now. Came out a little flat, Quinn.
They gave him the nickname Barbecue when he was in middle school. It's Colin Barbecue Burns. And he lives on the inside. Just a little flash cut to the back door. You talk about trust. He's pretty well covered here, Paul. Yep. There's not much real estate to operate. Look at Gil Martin's got him locked up. But the spot feed and one touch, Barbecue.
Stick is a spatula, flipping burgers.
About BTB pass. You talked about Palumbo and his box lacrosse coming up, man.
Yeah,
that's perfect for it.
He's smooth. I mean, he's going to be a pro without question. Chad Palumbo, big body, can soak checks. You saw in his first goal the ability to kind of run through a defender. Then you show the creativity on that one. Crazy how this game's tied, lads.
4-0 run in about 5 minute span from the Tigers, and you get a feel both these teams can score. Like, that's what makes them elite nationally.
Yep.
That's why they're going to be in the top 3 when this all settles out prior to selection show tonight. Offense.
Princeton, touch under 13 goals per game. Cornell, a little bit over 16. #1 scoring offense in the nation, but it's the skill and it's the creativity of both of these units, especially at the attack. I mean, these attack lines are super elite.
Final minute of this first quarter. Cornell jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Looked like they might run Princeton right out of the building here, and then Princeton with 4 to get back into it. Long shot bouncer. Wide of the mark. Bath gives it a chase, just wants to kill it there in the corner, and he does. Horn sounds to end what was a very entertaining first quarter of action. Game of runs, big time. 4 goal runs by both of the
lacrosse coach to show his or her young players. And the reason being, it's the ball movement, it's the passing, it's the selfless, like one more. You don't see players running through double teams with these two teams. I mean, these two teams understand passing at the highest degree.
Another violation against Ginder and Princeton. Cascade quickly. Kirst very quickly. As in 7 seconds into this second quarter.
Face-offs are going to be an issue in this game. Cornell leads now 7-2. That is feeding the monster that is C.J. Kirst.
And C.J. Kirst has been so efficient this year. He's 4th in the nation in shooting percentage. Those are numbers when you're at 48%. For crease guys who finish on man up and don't move around the left wing like CJ, but he hammers that shot. He shows you range. He shows you ability to win matchups. He is the complete scoring machine.
And Cascade continues to own the day at the faceoff dot. There's Gilmartin bringing it into the offensive end. Kirst again had a notion.
Princeton's dealing with some violations now as well.
Yeah, it's using both, having to use both McMeekin and Ginder.
Coming in this weekend, 43% on the season for the Tigers, ranking number 63 in the country. Because of their great offense, it hasn't really hurt them, but against a team like Cornell, you're just giving the Big Red too many possessions.
Yeah, Cascade is 10th in the nation individually, 61%, so they got their hands full.
We got 4 violations, to your point, already in this game. Which is a big reason why we've had to see Ginder a couple of times. Kirst, look at a maneuver up top. Kelleher wanted it. Inside. Dalton couldn't handle the pass.
Too soft of a pass. He needs to jam that in, CJ, a little bit more.
Here's Coulter. Haven't mentioned his name, 91 in black, very often today. A little bit of a step on the defender that time. Good recovery, though. Jason Singer. Colombo and the ball movement. Staub is all over him.
See Coulter on the opposite side that most lefties would operate. But it gives him this rollback opportunity, too, and he shoots real well from that spot.
As you just saw right there, but he was off the mark.
It gives him that north-south dodging opportunity. As a lefty wing attacker, when you put him on the opposite wing, you kind of open up that option.
Kabiri getting a pick from Burns, now gets it back to Burns at X. Got his defender hung up. Wide of the mark again. That time it was Wade.
TJ Lamb, 38 in white, the defensive midfielder, just playing his angles there.
One of the 5 redheads on the team.
We met his grandmother pregame. She was actually up in the booth here with us.
Yeah,
reading the book.
Right.
What a wonderful, lovely
person.
Lovely. You
Westchester,
have a grandmother
PA.
like that who supports you? Coming to a game like this, getting here early to watch her grandson.
She was vibrant. She was confident. She was awesome. At first, I was like, oh, who are we working with today here? Up in the booth.
Got a new spotter?
Yeah. And no, I'm just reading my book.
TJ's dad, Travis, also a Cornell lacrosse player back in the early 90s.
Yes, he was teammates and classmates with one of my good friends, Mike Levine.
Cornell finally subbing out their D-middies. She'll bring Waldman on.
Pace is slowed down towards the tail end of that first quarter now and in the second quarter, right?
Muzzy down the alley. Look out here. Get to the far side. Now it's advantage Cornell. Big time shot and a score from Ryan Sheehan, just his 4th on the season.
When you're a defender and you go for broke and you try to pick off an adjacent pass, it's feast or famine. So it's either you catch this ball, you intercept it, and you go the other way, or it's time and room and smoke from Ryan Sheehan, one of those 13 seniors who's been around the block, upstate boy.
West Jenny in his blood. You talk about 2 programs, 2 great cultures. West Genesee High School lacrosse and Cornell College lacrosse.
Yes.
2 of the premier cultures in the sport.
And his dad, Dan Sheehan, is the head coach at Lemoyne, so very smart lacrosse player.
Bodies falling all over the place. Princeton comes up with it after Cascade won the initial possession.
You You know what I love that last thing about that Sheehan goal, Cotter? Second goal from the second midfield. You want to win on Memorial Day, you got to get production from roster spots 11 through 20. That second midfield is doing it today.
Well, this is a good test of that theory when you think about 2 games in 3 days, right? Because this Princeton team played late night on Friday night till about 11:30 after we had weather delays earlier in the day. So it's a tight turnaround for them. Mackesy trying to use a pick. Gets it back to Saris. He loses it initially, but gets it back. Dunphy.
Princeton lives in the two-man world of the two-man games.
Mackesy, Nust makes the save.
Against Cornell, I'd rather see Princeton dodge to shoot, dodge to score. They're often dodging to pass, dodging to feed.
Win a matchup.
Kabiri here, the bouncer. Nust gets just enough of it and then picks it up at his feet.
I thought Kabiri could have taken another step there. There wasn't a defender in his face.
The extra step to greatness?
Yeah, we know of Kabiri as a great low-angle shooter, but you use that when you have to. I think he could have extended higher. Look at this one.
Watch the save, the goaltender position. You want to be on the pipe, not locked to it. You know you're vulnerable 5-hole. He tries to seal it up. The ball just bounces up and gets him in the inner thigh.
Kelleher gets a step on his man. Now the slide comes. Firth looking for a pick himself. Gets under his defender. Save made by Chronic.
Doesn't Firth, I know he wears the same number, have some of the same mannerisms as Jeff Teat, right?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
He had a big day against Princeton in the regular season with 4 points. But Chronic kind of faked Firth out on that shot. He dropped his body low, but kept the stick high.
When we talked to
It was kind of
Matt Madelon,
baiting and playing that
he
trick.
said that Chronic likes to bait, right?
Yeah.
And he allows him to bait. Cashed in on that one.
Wade.
Now, Quint made a great point about winning your matchups. I think Princeton has the ability to do that in this game. Dodge to score is right.
Here's Wade on the shorty. Now another shorty, and Christopher Davis comes to check him. Palumbo coming upfield. Shovels it, doesn't get through. Traffic. Picked up by a teammate, though.
Nice D by Walker Wallace, 50 in white.
Kabiri on Dooley. Dooley checks it away from him.
The other thing I'm seeing from Princeton, everything's really condensed. Cornell's packing it in. I think you want to spread this Cornell defense out and make their slides longer. Make their double teams more important.
And that will start with the wing attackers, Kabiri and Mackesy, to really extend to the sidelines when they start their dodges.
Out of the box, Waldman. It was long, didn't have what he liked. Instead, spins around to Kirsten.
Watch the rollback here.
Here's Waldman. Long got the switch. Now he's on the shorty, but he's way out of the 30-yard line. He gets a little bit more space as they make the switch. Beautiful pass, and Luzzy finishes.
Michael Long had X-ray vision on Friday night with the 4 assists. More of the same, Quint. The dissecting ability of the senior, 1 in white.
Spot feed to the cutting Luzzy. Michael Long, the 6th-year senior. Connor Busick says he's the brains of the operation. Indiana taking home the MAC the first time in a while for them. Scott Marr and Albany, the Great Danes, back in it. And late last night, it was Ohio State taking down Maryland. Richmond as well.
Speaking of back in it, you get McMeekin with a face-off win. It hasn't happened very often this afternoon, but when it does, Princeton's in business, and Barbecue Burns finishes it up.
It's 7-4, and you're like, oh, here's the Cornell run. Well, if you watch enough of this Ivy League lacrosse, Here's the Princeton run. It all comes down to face-offs. Can McMeekin solve Cascadin? I like how Burns hesitates here. And when he hesitates, the defense kind of just says, okay, it looks like there's going to be a ball transfer from Burns. He continues to go towards the middle of the field and pounds the rock.
That fast break had a lot going on. McMeekin, great handle. The point man catches and then carries across. And then Burns, multiple moves coming up the right-handed hash.
You mentioned it's been a game of runs. Can Princeton get one now to once again claw back into this thing? It's down to a 2-goal advantage for Cornell. Battling for the ball in the middle of the field. McMeekin once again picks up the GB. We got a whistle. Maybe the shot clock has not started. I believe that's what it is. We're stuck on 80.
I need 74 on the shot clock. 74 on the shot clock.
Officials doing a good job of getting that straight. Mackesy trying to use a pick. Defender runs right through it. Singer.
Burns got blown up.
Mackesy, what a move. That was too tight of an angle, just too high. Stays with Princeton, though.
Cornell so packed in on defense. They've stayed to man-to-man in their man-to-man scheme.
Looks like Nuss may have gotten just a piece of that one. We got a fresh 60 seconds on the shot clock. Burns on Gilmartin. Wade on the short. He gets just enough space, but fires it wide.
He's an old school midfielder. 2 hands, just like his dad, Ryan, who multi-time All-American MVP of Team USA in the '94 World Championships. Does a little bit of everything, right, with 2 hands?
Ryan Wade was incredibly gifted shooter on the run.
His son is too.
Kabiri on Lamb, wants to take advantage of this. Stick gets it to Wade, with passes it inside, another quick stick. Tigers take advantage. Number 2 on the day for Chad Palumbo.
Let's go, 3-2.
Tigers on a run.
Long possession. They brought the fans from New Jersey. A little chilly here. It's 50 and drizzling. Doesn't feel like spring. They don't care. Palumbo presents the visual target, Kark. He puts his stick up as if to say, look, all you got to do is put it in my stick. I'll do the rest. And he folds it over.
And he knows the pressure on his backside's coming. That has to be a quick stick. And I love the ability of Tucker Wade, who we're talking about as that shooter on the run. When you watch Princeton, he's behind the cage a lot, too. Like, they use him in all different ways in terms of the variety of his game. It's the downhill dodging right to left. It's the inverting, and at that time it's the passing.
And Meakin picks up another GB. He, along with his teammates, starting to feel it now in the second quarter.
These offenses are so good. It's just about getting them the ball.
Yes, face-offs and goaltending, critical.
And taking good shots too, right, Q? Because if you shoot the ball right into the goaltender's cross, it's quickly going the other way.
That hasn't been an issue for either team, especially Cornell this season.
Palumbo, check that Dunphy. He shoots and scores! Old Square in Ithaca.
High fives for this offense. They create the clear out, and then Dunphy with a deceptive finish.
That's what you call firecracker feet, right? Stutter, stutter. Bang! Right there. I mean, he just sells the upfield type dodge to an underneath move. and then he sticks that with a low angle. And this is big for Dumpy because he struggled shooting the rock coming into the weekend, shooting 12% on the season. If they get production from him, you were talking about that second midfield for Cornell. It has to come alive for Princeton as well.
3-0 run for Princeton. Gotta get a loose ball push. Gonna go against the Tigers. Cornell wants to go quickly. Lamb on the run, shoots. Doesn't get through traffic, gets it back. Oh, he almost had a beautiful pass to Schwartz. Good timeout. Yes. Cornell with possession on the end line, calling the timeout with 4.5 to go.
Talk about runs. It's like, whose turn is it? 4-0 Cornell to start the game. They tie it up. Then they go on a 3-0 run. Now we have Princeton's 3-0 run. These runs are so exciting.
Yes. It's what's keeping them in the game. Every time it looks like Cornell might be able to stretch it out. Our first WNBA preseason game features Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. They're going to take on the Brazilian national team this afternoon at Carver Hawkeye. The homecoming for Caitlin. That place should be rocking. 4 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, and our coverage begins with WNBA Countdown at 3. This isn't the only automatic bid up for grabs today. Got a couple of others around the country. ACC not an automatic bid, but obviously both of those teams are going to get in. Air Force, they're up 1 against Utah. Yeah, right now. Colgate is up 7 right now in the 4th quarter.
Connor brothers from Manhasset, New York, lighting it up for Colgate. It's a team that upset Army on their turf. These are unbelievable moments. I was watching the Siena Sacred Heart game, and Pratt Reynolds, who had 5 goals on the afternoon, that interview was amazing. The smile on his face. I mean, to capture that moment when the journey starts in January for all these players, it's just amazing to see.
Siena coach Liam Gleason, his first trip to the NCAA tournament.
Don't forget, this year we have 2 opening round games. Winners of those 2 games will play the 1st and 2nd seeds.
Don't call them playing games.
They're already in.
They play Wednesday.
Yep.
Those games are Wednesday, and then they're going to be slotted into the bracket to face teams on Sunday.
Yep. How easy would it be for the committee to just say, Siena, go up 10 miles up the road to play Albany?
They could probably walk there if they had to, right?
And then the winner of that game maybe plays the winner of this game. Could happen. That winner is far from being determined. These 2 teams have fought tooth and nail from the start. Big game of runs. Princeton's on one right now. Cornell's trying to break that run. Goldstein up top to Long. Good defense. There's Goldstein again inside to Kirst. He scores! With a defender all over him.
That looked like a carbon copy of the Palumbo goal, right? The quick stick. It's barely in his stick. They're the 3 older brothers. Colin, Cole, and Connor all in the PLL cheering on little brother.
Watch the crease feed. You think you have good custody of them. I mean, you're about as tight as you can get. If you're Owen Fisher, you're all over 15, and somehow he manages not only to catch that and secure it and redirect it past the goaltender. What are you supposed to do there if you're the defensive player? That is legal.
Tackle him? Yeah, that's not legal. The reality is this, though. Ryan Goldstein's behind the cage, and he has different rules for different players, right? You don't pass that ball probably to anyone other than
C.J. Kirst.
Thank you.
And C.J. Kirst now ties John Piatelli for the single-season goal-scoring record in Cornell history. And he's got some games and some time even today to break that record. Attention, Kirst draws with the double team.
They've been physical with him.
Yes, that makes sense.
Man-to-man now for Princeton.
Big dude, though. Waldman gets free, bounces it. Craddock saw it all the way. Green looking to strike early.
He's logging minutes.
Oh, beautiful pass. Just had no angle once the pass was caught. As Kabiri couldn't let it go. Substitution, Palumbo could catch him, and he does.
Woo! Oh, nail it.
That's playing in the early sub game right there. This game is lit. You got some really talented and smart players. It's a 5-on-4 scenario, and they go back and forth. Look, Cornell's in no man's land defensively. They got to rotate, and you get the dead center of the field with a lefty rip.
Look at the celebration. Chad Palumbo's feeling it. You look at his game. He's got the hat trick, second of the season. You had the dodge from the low angle around goal line extended, unassisted. You had the behind the back pass from behind the cage, and then the spot shot. Time and room from about 12. He showed you a little bit of everything in his game.
Lamb didn't like his angle on that shot. And Cascade is still staying on now. Cornell will sub out to bring Firth in. Finally, Cascade and Lamb will check out as well.
Princeton back in their zone. You see it, a 2-3-1. See them lined up like soldiers.
I like how they're heavy pressure-wise from behind the cage, though. They're not going to let Goldstein just cherry pick back there.
Look at that. Man, you could hear that.
The follow-through.
Smack of the pads.
You hear and feel everything when it comes to 27.
Yes.
I got to see 27 in a weight room with Cotter, Johnny Mullen from Syracuse. Who else would be in that weight room?
That is a dangerous
McMeekin, he's got an invite.
No question about it. Yeah, of course.
Cotter would definitely steal someone's calves, right? Someone would steal your shoulders, you'd be looking for someone's calves.
Might be a good trade-off for me. I could survive that workout with those dudes. This guy's feeling it right now. Chad Palumbo, he's having himself a day. Already a hat trick. Final minute of this first half. Princeton can take the lead here.
Which is crazy to think, right? Because those runs by Cornell, they were so profound.
That's going to be a hold. Cornell touches up. We'll get the official call. It looks like Princeton's going to go a man up here in the final minute of this first half.
Defense is about posture. And Gilmartin just falls a little step behind and loses his base.
77, technical hold, 30 seconds, reset.
And this isn't, as we see this hold on Wade, Wade kind of just runs into it. He tries to get the body, but Gilmartin's out of position, so he just, the desperate hold. This isn't the team you want to go man down against in this scenario, too. Momentum for the Tigers, one of the best units in the country on the power play.
Nusto makes the save. Tigers get it back. That was Saris with the quick stick. Again inside, this time no mistake. Princeton leads for the first time today.
What did I tell you? Don't go man down against these sticks. They're too slick.
Man down defense starts from the inside out. You got to keep your head on a swivel and account for all opposing jerseys in the paint, and the freedom to roll and roam untouched inside for Saris. His second goal of this ball game.
Yeah, he is a crease finisher. And Cotter, what you're seeing from Princeton is the ability to jam it inside, a lot like Goldstein will do for CJ Kirst. Princeton does it for all their players. The sticks are so smooth.
And they get a timeout after McMeekin picks up the GB. Look at the coaching staff going out to meet him.
He wanted it earlier, I think.
Yeah, I think he's upset. That's Princeton head coach Matt Madelon, who's fired up himself. He was fired up after that last goal, getting the crowd going. Now he pleads with the officiating staff, give him that timeout right off the possession. They'll still have it with 21 seconds. Meekin's battled back, hasn't he?
Looks more like a football game here with, with the winter caps.
Yeah, welcome to upstate.
The face-off battle. Cascadden was dominating this game early. Wow, somebody lost something on that check. You see it? Drop a piece of equipment.
Yep. Yeah, so he wanted that timeout. Once he got into the offensive zone, inside that restraining box, there was probably a couple extra seconds. That's what he was upset about. But with McMeekin, what's interesting about him, and Matt Madelon told us, he gets beat sometimes on, 30% of the clamp, but he's excellent at hunting the ball down. So you might lose the clamp, but you win the possession.
Both of these Fogos, McMeekin and Cascadden, have elite skill levels, elite offensive abilities for the position.
Elite athletes.
Cascadden with 9 goals during the regular season. McMeekin last season, I think.
Oh, he was a scoring machine, yeah.
Led all Fogos in goals.
When we met for a little coffee and bagels this morning right across from our hotel, didn't you tell me this was going to be a low-scoring game?
I thought the zones could slow the tempo of it down. I thought it might be a slugfest because of the zones. But the zones
and you made me believe that, too.
The zones have been ineffective.
Final 10 seconds. Wade puts his shoulder in, got his hands free, but shot it wide. Now 4.3.
Jam it inside right here.
And that'll do it. What a first half of runs. Princeton with the 1-goal lead as we head to the break. Down 4-0 at the start of this game. It looked like Coach Busick and this Big Red team might blow them out of the building, and Princeton just hung in there and things started going their way. They take a 1-goal lead at the break.
A 5-1 run by the Tigers to end that second quarter.
Offenses and the band have brought their A game.
They got a band, they got a mascot here. What more do you want?
Sun.
And the rain to stay away. We might not get that in the second half. Coming up at the half, we're going to have another edition of Lacrosse with Kark and Charlotte, and we'll check in on the rest of the day's action as well, as the ACC is still going on down in Charlotte. As the band plays, Coach Busick putting the headset on to join us for a couple of minutes. Coach, a game of runs there in that first half. Princeton with Jack Cascadden. Big battle for the ground ball in the middle of the field. A big hit, too, dislodging it, but Princeton gets it back, and they score right off the bat. It's Coulter Mackesy.
Grab that ball. Give it to someone. That's the tire. The most all-time, 163, tied with Jesse Hubbard, the great.
Watch 28. Jack Stahl, the sophomore from Newport Beach, California, started the season at close defense. Now he's playing LSM. The ground ball, the behind-the-back toss.
That's unbelievable.
Yes, that is unbelievable. All tied. Jesse Hubbard, as I mentioned Friday night, no, that is not his picture and headshot from when he played at Princeton. I think that's when he was enshrined in the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame. But McMeekin does it again, right? Like, here it is. He didn't win the clamp on the last two, but they won the possession. McMeekin is fantastic at chasing down Cascadden and disrupting him.
And they got it back to Coulter Mackesy as well. Now Kabiri. 2-goal advantage is the largest advantage for Princeton in this game. Wait, he shoots and scores!
This is a dart. And you're getting yourself into a little bit of a danger zone if you're Cornell. Remember, you led this game 7-4, and all of a sudden you're down 3. Left-handed down the alley, on the run. Watch the placement against the goaltender. Nust has got to be thinking he's coming near pipe because he's a left-hander, and he puts it stick side hip, which is a little unusual.
Well, Wade is playing a little games with him there. To shoot that ball near side is really tough for an offensive midi going down the alley because you're kind of going against the grain. So he beats Nust to his strong side just with heat.
Another GB picked up off the face-off, at least initially, but look at the fight from Cornell. McAsee comes out of there with it.
Princeton up 3. No lead is safe.
And they've won possession off the face-off so far in this entire second half. Here's Wade again. Palumbo. Dooley checking him back up top. Kabiri. On the shorty, Christopher Davis. He steps back and scores!
Oh my gosh!
Princeton on an 8-1 run over the last 8+ minutes in Cascade, looking to change all that. Riding the ship from the face-off dot. That's his first win of the second half so far. Kind of like it was at the beginning of the game. You looked up and Cornell had a 4-0 lead. The way the second half has started, you look up and now it's a 4-goal lead for Princeton. What will Kirst and company do? And the ball movement. The Goldstein behind Cage at X. Long far side. Up top to Kelleher and back to Kirst. First sets a pick. Now he's got the shorty. Advantage Kirst. He doesn't want to give it up. Kelleher. Goldstein got his defender hung up. Looks inside. What a catch by Firth. Can't beat Croddick though.
Great stop.
Great stop. I expect Matt Madelon to show some zone and man for the remainder of this game. He's been really good at going in and out.
Fresh 60 seconds for Cornell. Again, the ball moving. Goldstein. He tries to question mark. Gets under his defender and scores!
Just corner so much better than the defensemen that are covering him, and his lack of size works in his favor. The way he turns this question mark into an underneath move is right there.
He's 5'9", 146 pounds. He has no right to own the island at 5-on-5, but what he does is he gives himself space. He's not trying to play bully ball with a guy who's much bigger. Once he feels the space, then he turns.
And the bigger defender, you get caught trying to chase him, that's a game you're going to lose. You've got to make contact with Ryan as he's getting into that question mark and run him off the field. Put your stick and your hands on his hip and just push him out.
It's like a slot receiver who doesn't allow a D-back to get in the body.
Get your hands on Ryan Goldstein. You better. Make him play in the phone booth.
Sticks go flying as Walker Wallace's shot is wide. That goal by Cornell breaking in about an 8-minute scoring drought.
They're coming. You haven't heard the last of this offense. It's the nation's best. Highest scoring team, most efficient shooting team in terms of hitting the back of the net.
Kelleher bounces it home.
This is why this offense has teammates, Glaze, Big Huey. They can beat you with quickness with Goldstein or brute force and an old school alley dodge right down the heart of the defense When he has a full head of steam, this is the best way to dodge with you, Keller. Have him sub coming out of the box, and then it's head of steam.
Right down Buffalo Street.
And that is a one-way street here in Ithaca. One way right to the mouth of the goal. Coach Busick is fired up. He's cut that disadvantage now to 2 goals, and he knows he's got Cascadden, who's starting to feel it at the faceoff dot. But just when you say that, McMeekin comes back, and he's fired up.
First team to 20 wins.
Maybe.
18, 19, 20 may win this thing.
Bonanno, the freshman, haven't heard much from him today. Now he gets to the middle of the field. Back to Burns. Score! And the dream day continues for Palumbo.
Hey Siri, play Freebird, because the shooting in this game is off the charts good. Shot after shot after shot.
It's nuts. What did I say at halftime? 2 things that could create big-time runs. Cascadden for Cornell, who for Princeton. Chad Palumbo has dominated on this stage before. The bright lights of the Ivy Championship. Something happens with this kid.
He had 7 goals in the 2 games last year in their victory. Now he's got 4 today. And this team continues to fight. Cascadden gets the clamp, although there was a loose ball hold. So McMeekin will put it into play. Look at that pass to Kabiri. He shoots and scores!
You got it in you? Both of you. You ready to drive to Bristol and do a show tonight? You're going to be on life support.
It's a little backdoor cut.
Didn't you guys tell me McMeekin was skilled?
Oh, yeah.
Off the charts. I mean, look at this pass.
Pump and go. Kabiri senses that Staub is pressing out and then pulls the string, cuts back door on him. The second defender there, Matt Dooley, doesn't come and help and chooses to stay with his man at X.
You know what Kabiri does? It looks like a fadeaway jumper, but he's lost his angle, so at the last second before he shoots, he plants his feet. Because if he continued going down, he would have lost his angle.
Cascadden shoots. Chronic gets a piece of it.
Offense in the Ivy League. That's what has defined this league. We talk about, like, okay, face-offs, what's the league? It's the ACC.
ACC's face-offs.
Right?
Goaltending,
Offense.
Big Ten.
Yeah, goaltending, Big Ten. Offense, it's not even close. This league has brought the thunder.
Here comes, speaking of which, Kelleher. 4-goal advantage. Match is the largest of the day for either team. That one pinged off the pipe. Kelleher's calling for a fresh 60. He's not going to get it.
He should get it.
You could hear it hit the pipe.
Unless that was Croddick's stick hitting the pipe. And the officials are talking that over right now. Now they change it. 60 seconds.
Croddick is a righty. That ball went to his offside hip, so that was the ball.
And they made the right call. Goldstein, he shoots wide. And he backed up by Kirst.
Don't be frantic.
Yeah, you got a fresh 60.
Don't be frantic. Either team. The scoring is such a high pace here,
There's
right?
24 minutes left.
I know.
You get caught up in it, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Kirst now, he's got his defender hung up. Look at the activity in front. Step down, shot high from Kelleher, the bouncer. Still 40 seconds. Kirst.
Great D by Molsheim. Molsheim was spectacular in the semifinal game against Sam King. Held him scoreless. 43 in black. It's an eraser.
Inside Dalton. That ball movement was exquisite.
Is that what you were waiting for? A little bit of that?
pinball machine. Their interior passing, we saw it in the semifinals on Friday night. Goldstein shake and bake, little dish lever pass. Dalton cuts the crease. All 6 parts working. A lot of celebrations today on the benches. You are seeing just gorgeous offensive lacrosse. These poor defenses and goalies have been up against it.
Goldstein has become one of the most elite premier passers in the country. Just a sophomore, but the way that he finds that one more, like he knows where that pass is going before the ball's even in his stick.
The challenges, Cotter, for these defenses is, okay, if we play zone and allow them to pass and be playmakers, they're beating us. If we play man, we may lose some matchups. We're going to have to get in the double team business. I would just like to see more defensive friction on ball carriers.
Yeah.
I think the ball carrier is being allowed to be too creative.
Connor Busick told us that Friday night he wanted to see more of it. Conflict, right?
Yeah.
Meeting at the point of attack, getting in the hands, feeling the presence of the defender.
That's Cameron. Second midfield on for Princeton. Palumbo shoots it too high, backed up by Burns.
Because, Clark, you know, as an elite offensive player, when you're dealing with defensive pressure, your eyes tend to go down. When I get on your hands,
smart.
get
Yes,
on your hips,
exactly.
Your eyes don't see the field like they should.
Burns on Davis.
That is a great point.
Cameron now. Under 10 to shoot. Princeton's got to make something happen in a hurry. Burns has no angle, tries to get in front and shovels it, just doesn't get there. Picked up by Cornell. Halfway through this third quarter. Staub clears it to Kirst. Hope you made your sandwich or whatever you were going to do at halftime, because you can't step away from this game. Kelleher. Freight train. Now he's going to have to track it down. 38 to shoot. Kirst. Long had a notion, just didn't have an angle, was too far out. Was it tipped? It was.
Reset ready here. This is danger.
They said it wasn't, so it's Princeton ball. Maybe it was touched right there at the midline.
It's a nice reaction by Cornell, though, to get in defensively, to check up and not give anything off that quick restart.
Wade on the run. Kabiri thought about it. He wanted to get it to McAsee. Had to wait for the defender to clear. McAsee's on the shorty. Good look, Kabiri. Save made by Nuss over the shoulder. Hit the pipe. Fresh 60 for Princeton. Swim dodge. Nothing doing. Kabiri up top. Steps into it. Saved by Nust.
Felt like he didn't get it all. He almost hesitated at the last second. That's not a typical Nate Kabiri rip.
First preseason NBA game features Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever this afternoon from Carver Hawkeye, 4 o'clock on ESPN. Coverage begins with WNBA Countdown at 3.
You should get paid double today trying to get promos in over this game.
I don't even have time to breathe, much less read a promo. Substitution, watch out here. Dalton, the pass into Keller.
Good D. Stops are rare.
Yeah.
Like, stops are big.
Yes, they are. And you know what's nuts? Within this game, CJ Kirst has 2 goals. Like, that's not his normal play, right? He's 2 for 7. Princeton's doing a good job defending him, but they've still allowed 11 goals. That's how crazy this game is. I mean, he was 3 and 6 the other day.
Yeah, everybody on that attack line, I felt like had 3 and 6.
CJ was 5 and 2 in the regular season win over Princeton.
Credit Mulshine, who's doing a really spectacular job. This guy does this week in and week out. I think he's probably the most underrated defender in the country.
Dunphy on the run, getting double teamed. Wallace is all over him, gets it back to Saris. Here's McAsee. Getting it to Cameron. Saris, that hit a defender. Walker Wallace, you can hear the thud.
Here we go.
Dooley's not afraid to let it fly. Checked from behind, no flag. Now we're going the other way with the Tigers.
These guys are going to be zapped. The pace of this game, can it hold up? Can it?
You think about Cornell had to watch this game last year, bowing out of the Ivy League tournament, not making the NCAA tournament. Princeton's won back-to-back Ivy League championships and turned around the next week and lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. But both these teams, man, Memorial Day is in the cards for them.
Absolutely.
Bonanno rolls back to his left. Tried to get by Davis, couldn't do it. Palumbo here. He tried to pass, instead got it back, and hit a defender. Walker Wallace again. Inside, tried to quick stick at Palumbo, couldn't handle the pass. Wallace loses his footing. We're gonna get a flag on that one.
Yes, we are. The wet sticks are gonna play a factor in this game. It's been pouring for a while now. The wet sticks on those quick transfers and the ability to catch inside. It's an extra element you don't want to deal with as a scorer.
Feeling the intensity, feeling the emotion, feeling the importance.
Look at his face. Says it all.
Wallace just got pegged by a couple of shots, too. Music wants an explanation. Maybe he'll get one here.
Number 12, push of possession, 30 seconds. Black 12, push, 30 seconds. That's a soft, coach.
Bonanno will sit for 30
not
seconds.
a soft call. Here's the replay. Walker Wallace, the senior from Richmond, Virginia, who goes 6'7", gets to the ball first, and good things happen when you do that, and he is taken down.
He is, but I don't think it was taken down by a push. I think Princeton's upset. Maybe it could have been a slash, to be honest. Bonanno whacks him, but it looked like Wallace was falling on his own.
Looked like feet maybe got tangled up, too.
He hopes to play tight end, does Walker Wallace, next season.
Ran into his dad the other day on the street.
Transfer potentially to a Power 4 school and play tight end. Bulk up. He said he can put on an easy 30 or 40 pounds.
40 pounds from 220? All right.
Okay.
An easy 30 or 40.
Yeah.
First man up opportunity for Cornell today. And this is a deadly man up unit, 5th best in the country. Oh, Firth inside from Long.
Stop.
Giving them like subtitles, Cotter. You're like, well, here it comes. This is one of the best man-up units in the country. And
boom.
3 passes later, layup.
When the brains of the operation is in the center of your extra man, good things happen. And it opens up the ability for a skip pass right through the defense. And when you give it on the porch to Willem Firth, a Canadian scoring sensation, it's almost like here's a goal before he even shoots it.
If I'm defending this Cornell man-up unit, Cotter, I'm throwing some junk at him, whether it's a shutoff or a hard rotation, because they're so good when they're in their flow and their normal sets that you're going to lose that. You're going to lose that game. You've got to do something that makes them at least uncomfortable for 10 seconds.
I completely agree with you. And the player that I would shut off would not be C.J. Kirst. It would be Michael Long. I feel like he's the trigger guy in the extra man.
Firth with his 9th man-up goal on the season. 2nd best number in the country coming into this tournament. Good swim by Cameron. Inside, another quick stick. Nust is there. Every one of those was finding the back of the net in the first half. Nust has made a couple of saves.
Great turn. The way he moves his feet and is ready when the ball hits the shooter's stick.
So I guess it's Cornell's turn for a run.
It's been that type of a game. Cornell's down 2. They've got the crowd behind them here on a rainy day in Sholkoff.
Man-to-man defense from Princeton.
Here comes Huey. No, went in! Just found the low corner on the far side, and he's fired up. It's a 1-goal game.
This is why he's the Ivy League midfielder of the year. 6'3", 220, running downhill like a Mack truck. And the change of levels here, high release, low location. He popped the corner.
With his offhand. That is brilliant. You see the net shaking. This is going to be a good angle here. Leaves his feet. When you leave your feet and you shoot with your offhand, with that kind of power, tells you all you need to know about the strength of Hugh Kelleher.
And the hat trick for the man from General Douglas MacArthur High School in Wantagh, New York, on the island. Q, what did you tell me about kids that come from MacArthur?
Well, they don't pronounce it MacArthur. They pronounce it MacArthur.
My friend Seth Tierney is from MacArthur. It's a tough town.
Gritty. Final minute of this third quarter.
Princeton in the zone on this possession, trying to find some kind of answers defensively. Both these goalies, man, they're showing awesome body language and posture, but this is a tough day for them.
Do you imagine being a goalie parent today? Could you imagine that?
Look, the challenge is, you know you're going to give up goals. You know you're playing against elite offensive players. Just save the ones you can.
Tough angle for Kelleher. A beautiful pass, but it just couldn't be handled by Dalton. Now it goes out of bounds, 15.6.
Don't let these awesome shots mess up your mind. You know what I mean by that? You're not making that
easier said than done, though.
No, I know, but that's the mental challenge for these goalies.
Can Princeton get one here? Mackesy.
Princeton offsides.
Will there be enough time for Cornell to do anything? Dooley just going to let it fly.
Ooh! Yeah,
of course it's on goal. Yeah. Of course that shot is on goal. Like every other shot today.
Buckle up, boys.
If you're going to go to the kitchen to grab yourself some sand.
Princeton on the face-offs.
Yep.
6 on the day.
Nick Meekin knows that's what he's got to do if he wants to get that clamp over Cascade.
He did in that third quarter, 7 for 11. They were dominated in the first half when Cornell won 13 out of 18. So he flipped the script in the third quarter. That's why this offense got in sync.
Cursed. Kelleher, he's feeling it.
I'll give you the scouting report on Hugh Kelleher. Okay. Righty high, lefty low.
And I'll tell you why that happens, because when you're a alley-dodging old-school midi, time and room, you just want that top crossbar. Did you see the wet net just splash? That is a thing of beauty. When you're a lefty on the run, it's your natural tendency to overcompensate, right? When you're a righty naturally and you shoot lefty on the run, you overcompensate and your follow-through goes towards that bottom corner.
Kerr's first assist on the afternoon. Wallace picks up the GB.
Good hands by Wallace right along the bench.
And here's Kelleher once again.
He's got back-to-back goals, right?
Yeah, no rest for the weary either. He's
got 4.
He's going to be in this game.
He was part of that team that went to the national championship in 2022, one of 13 seniors back for more, wanting a title in Ithaca for the first time since 1977.
Gets a step on green, shoots, doesn't get it through. Dalton's giving chase. .40 to shoot, plenty of time for Long. Delayed call going up against Princeton.
He'll get a hold for 30, Cotter.
Holstein got too much of a piece of Kirst.
What'd you think of this?
Didn't like this call.
Nor did I.
Didn't agree with it.
43, hold 30 seconds, reset to 60.
Let's see, maybe our angle.
Reset 60.
CJ gets into the body.
Yeah, and he picks his spot so well. So he's underneath the arm, right there. It kind of gets him underneath the chin and against the face, right in front of the official. As it happens, the official had the best seat in the house to make that call. The stick went up his chest and actually got under his chin and hit him in the face.
They only called him for a hold for 30.
Madelon's not happy about it. His team's got to batten down the hatches now. Kirst. Over to Firth. He's got Long in the middle, feeds it to him. Too high as Long takes a shot. Now we're going to call on that one.
Oh,
They're going to get Cooper Miller.
To me, this is a great closeout.
That's a D-midi for you. Arm pads tucked under the jersey.
Ivy League Shorty of the Year. A terrific athlete. His dad played basketball at Princeton.
Black 66, contact to the head. We're going to review it.
Contact to the head, let's check it.
Again, I don't see contact to the head.
Let's see a side angle on that.
And if it's not contact to the head, it's nothing. Because you can't call that a late hit. He gets him and engages him just right when he's shooting. Let's take a look at this.
Can't tell on that one whether it's head-to-head. That would be the only thing. The arms are down. He didn't get the arms up, didn't get the stick up.
The shooter was able to keep his eyes. I see no contact to the head or neck area there.
I see the thrust towards the chest area.
Take another look at it. Slow it down as much as we can.
Is it a cross check maybe?
They didn't call that.
Call the cross.
Call a cross check there?
It's definitely not late. And this is what we have to understand. When you get hit in the chest, it's natural for the head
to bounce back.
Yes.
Black 86, direct hit to the head, 2 minutes, full time.
That to me, at the most, it's 1 minute indirect. 2 minutes full time. To me, that is a tough call.
They're looking at the same video we're looking at.
1 minute max indirect.
Here's the bottom line. When you want to win a championship, you got to deal with bad calls, right? You got to deal with calls that go against you. You're on the road. Calls are going against you in the fourth quarter. Got to figure out a way to get beyond it. And this is a huge moment in this game. Kirst thought he might let it rip. Now he's got it up top. Kelleher. Got Firth in the middle. Instead, it's Goldstein. Scores!
A call like that can be devastating on many fronts. Cornell has the advantage at the face-off X. They have the 4th best extra man unit in the country. This isn't some run-of-the-mill offense that you hit him with a 2 minute. Goldstein all alone. Fake. Too much time.
Princeton doesn't want to come with the coma slide. That is the rotation from the far side post across the front of the net. Goldstein sniffs it out. Defensively, you've got to rotate opposite the ball movement there. And so you're either popping off the crease to Ryan or coming cross crease.
Cornell's first lead since late in the second quarter. And this is massive right here. Look how big this ground ball is.
I'm going to call a push.
Yes, and that'll go to Princeton.
Massive possession for Princeton.
Smart play by McMeekin. He gets there first, senses pressure, and takes a dive.
Mackesy running to daylight. Princeton wants to work on this man down clock. Wallace got a piece of that one to knock it out of bounds.
Here comes a double team off this dead ball now. You got two tall Staub and Walker Wallace staring you down. Good luck with this.
53 to shoot, 59 on the man down.
Great job by the freshman, right? He's got the lungs. Let him run.
Really good, really good.
Staub is content to just let him run this clock down.
Don't want to chase.
They're playing a man with a backer roaming like a free safety to help when it's a late shot clock scenario dodged by Princeton. They have that slide, it's like a free slide, Quint.
Here's Wade.
See 50 Roman?
Good time for a question mark. That keeps you on the outside.
Wallace came there to shut it off, though, and then Nust shut off the passing lane. Gilmartin's in trouble here, loses his footing, gets rid of it. Nust is able to track it down on the end line.
Nice handle by Singer.
All even. So Cornell was able to get one goal on that two-man up full time. That 2-minute man up full time. Don't forget the selection show coming up tonight. Men's at 9:30. We'll follow the women at 9 o'clock.
Expecting drama, Cotter, tonight?
You could have it.
Could. There's two teams that are sweating bullets right now.
One of them is not going to go. Kirst, just a little off. Both of these teams are going. It's just a matter of who they're playing.
And I hope they're not in the same bracket. Let's see.
Keep them apart.
Yeah, let's see part 3 late in May.
Memorial Day. Don't have them on the same half bracket. I love it when they spread teams out from similar leagues.
Like we hope to get in the women's game with Boston College and North Carolina.
Exactly.
Oh, Goldstein! He's taking over here in the fourth.
I tell you, the way he celebrates, he looks like a middle schooler. But he plays like a pro.
Yes, he does. It's the feet and his ability not to allow any defender. Michael Bath had no chance once he crossed over. He was too worried about the back iron. Goldstein pumping the fist, celebrating the low angle shooting ability. We've seen it week in and week out from 30 and white.
Cornell back up by 2. Goldstein with 3 and 3 on the day.
The 6th straight by the Big Red.
Yes.
After an 8-1 run by Princeton.
Game's been all about runs. Loose ball now again. How on earth does Cornell come out of there with it? Look who comes out of there with it. The Tewaaraton favorite. May not be scoring a ton of goals today, C.J. Kirst, the NCAA's all-time Division I goal scorer, but he's making plays like that.
That's why he's so good. We saw him riding on Friday night, was epic, but he's also taken the top defender out of the match, Colin Mulshine.
Firth, oh, the cutter, and what a quick stick from Firth.
You watched Ryan Goldstein dance his way to the net repeatedly in this game, but watch the accuracy of this pass. He's 30, sitting at X, that's point behind. And from about a yard or two off the end line, he puts that right on the spot. Firth, the lefty from Canada, all he's got to do is catch. The pass is so accurate, Clark, he can almost take his eyes off the ball and look at the goal.
The pass is so accurate that it's shot ready the second it's in his stick. Like, he doesn't have to go across his face or have an extra cradle and lose a beat in an angle. Goldstein, his play, if you just package it in 2025, he's probably not going to be a first-team All-American because he plays with C.J. Kurse, and they won't give it to 2 Cornell players. If he's not a second-team All-American based on his body of work this year, I think it's a travesty.
Mockery and a sham.
Travis mockery. What has happened to Princeton offensively? They've gone almost 15 minutes now without scoring. A 7-0 run for the Big Red. Kurst. Kelleher. Rolls back to his right, skips it to the far side. Firth feeling it. Bad pass. Ends up being a turnover.
Bad pass.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you said that today? I'm serious.
No.
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
they're having,
I think you're
they're
right.
really,
For both teams,
for both
right?
teams.
Yes, so
Like,
precise.
how clean. The lack of unforced turnovers is just beautiful. Uh-oh.
Goldstein riding, almost got a piece of it. And he did
There we
force the
go.
turnover, almost.
That's the next layer of a great player, right? You disrupt the game in so many different ways. Harassing the goalie, Goldstein.
Burns try to take advantage of a little haphazard transition. Cornell was able to get back into the hole fine, though. Here's Mackesy. Gets a pick, switches back to his left. Nust got just a piece to steer it aside.
Great save for a lefty to cross over there to go to the offside. I love the step. You see the explosion by Wyatt. Tampa, Florida.
Columbo's defender falls down. He shoots Nust. No problem on that one. Couldn't get enough power behind it.
He didn't have anything on that one, Connor. Looked like he was almost shooting off his back foot. Didn't have the full torque and rotation.
Nust has 14 saves. That turf has to be getting slick. It's been raining hard for about the last half hour here in Ithaca.
Nice crowd here today. You love to see it. These fans are sitting in the rain. They could care less. They're standing up cheering this whole game. It's a special year for this Cornell team.
Could be stay in Ithaca.
Little magic here in town, right?
Could be a special year for the Ivies in general. Think back to 2022 when they had 6 teams in the tournament, a couple of teams on championship weekend.
Definitely getting 2. The third will sweat it out. Harvard or Army on the edge of their seats. That last spot, the at-large, Quint.
Kurst here. He would not be denied on that run. Glassman will be playing their final games this year for Cornell. Goldstein is going to pick up the mantle next year, along with Firth and some others.
13 seniors, Cotter.
Yeah, it's going to be a
I think
big
they have
shift.
the strongest senior class, without question, in the country. And many years, you just follow the seniors to championship weekend. It's a pretty easy formula. Take the contenders, the one with the best senior class, and you ride them all the way to championship weekend. You spend any time with this group. Culture here at Cornell.
It's incredible. And it's generational less, right? From the 70s and Mike French to these current players, they're all in it together.
Huey. Long.
Going a little slower here now with this lead.
Kurst under his defender. Yeah, that's automatic.
I thought they were patient. they opened their spacing a bit also, and Princeton had to chase. As you
older brothers.
see the trio of older brothers. High wing pick, stop, change directions, come back underneath, and look at the acceleration combined with the power. CJ's got it all, he really does. He wants his left hand here, and once he's able to sliver the shoulders and hips inside Mulshine, it's over.
And the hesitation got Mulshine, right? The change of speeds and understanding, like if he changes his speeds well above goal line extended, it will give him enough time to get under.
Cascade and wins another one. To Kirst and the fans here at Sholkoff can feel it. Look at them all up top there underneath the overhang on a rainy day here in Ithaca. Really good crowd considering the miserable weather we have here. And you got to tip your cap to those clad in orange and black as well. It's a much smaller section, but they made the trip and they've been loud following their Tigers.
This place is all about tradition, going back to Richie Moran in the 70s. This part of the country with the Haudenosaunee.
Yep.
Lacrosse is here, it's in the water.
And look what it's happening in 2025 in terms of the NCAA tournament, the representation of upstate New York. Syracuse wins the ACC. Patriot League champ, Colgate. Siena out of the MAC. Albany out of the America East. Like, this is unbelievable for upstate New York.
And Cornell is 4.5 minutes away from taking the Ivy Tournament Championship here. Kirst is in absolutely no hurry with 15 to shoot. It's on the shorty, though, so he likes it, but he's looking for a teammate. He'll swing it around to Luzzy. Goldstein tries to get it to Kirst, but he loses his footing and loses the ball. Good ground ball by Green. Princeton's got to go quickly. We know they can. Skip pass, nice catch by McAsee.
It's a really good sub by Cornell. As that play broke down, the far midi ran to the substitution box, allowing Walker Wallace to come on and prevent the fast break.
Cameron looking to dodge. McAsee wanted to let it go, gets to the middle, shoots. Saved by Nust. Good outlet to Davis. And once again, Davis will get it to Long. He takes a look at the clock, and he knows he's got 70 seconds still to burn on this possession.
This team could easily be undefeated. They're that good.
Just the overtime loss to Penn State earlier in the year, the only blemish.
And they were up 3 goals with about 2 minutes and change when Cascadden got that 2-minute unreleasable that put them man down for the duration of the regular frames.
They've got to be your #1 seed tonight at 9:30. If they hold on, have to be. I think Maryland's got to be 2. They have that head-to-head over Princeton, and I think Princeton will be 3.
I don't know there's any way Maryland can be 2 after Ohio State just beating for the Big Ten.
By the numbers, they can, but I understand what you're saying.
I don't see how that's even possible.
Ohio State has 1 loss since the beginning of the season. It was against Utah. And they avenged that 1 loss.
Long scores. That might do it.
You hear Freebird in the background. That's Princeton's goal song. Well, for 20 times today, it's been music for the Big Red offense. CJ Kirst was the recipient on an earlier goal in the 4th from Michael Long. This time, he returns the favor. That is the balance of this attack. They do a little bit of everything.
Whether they're beating you from X behind the net with Goldstein on some south to north feeds, or Kelleher coming downhill, the east-west action of this offense is exceptional, from wing to wing. They really test you defensively.
They do, and Princeton's really good at that as well. These 2 teams are going to be so much fun to watch in May. Just fireworks and offense, but this is a historic offense for Cornell. We think of Penn State in 2019 with Grant Ament running the show at Mac O'Keefe, 2022 for Maryland when Logan Wisnauskas won the Tewaaraton. That Terp offense that John Tillman had was off the charts. This is at the level.
Fourth time this year they've hit 20 goals in a game. And they play to the final whistle, too, as that last play by Michael Melkonian on the face-off draw to get back possession was outstanding.
Saw the buy-in from the bench, too.
Yes.
Talking to Ryan Goldstein. This is a culture. The seniors kick you out of the weight room, Cotter, if you're not working hard enough.
I
they just come
that.
over to the freshman or sophomore and says, you're gone. We see you tomorrow. I love
Can't
that,
be
right?
here.
Not the coaches,
right.
not the strength coach, not the coaches.
That's like
the players.
That's like a coach when a player doesn't do well, makes the player sit out and the rest of the team runs in front of him. That's the type of psychology, right? You leave that weight room.
That better not ever happen to you twice. If it happens to you once, you better learn your lesson from that one. Kirst is going to dump it into the corner. They'll set up their ride with a minute left to go.
10-0 run. Big red machine.
This Cornell attack was so dominant on Friday night, matching it today. 9 goals, 10 assists. Over the shoulder for Burns. Stays wide.
You haven't heard the last of Princeton either.
No.
This is a championship weekend type team.
They'll be a high seed when the selection show comes your way at 9:30. They'll have a home game in the first round.
Put Maryland ahead of us, but if it's all numbers, they are ahead of you.
And that's the criteria.
Until the criteria changes, that's...
But also big wins. Big wins are part of the criteria. And Ohio State has a big win over Maryland.
Maryland has 7 top 10 RPI wins.
It will all be decided at 9:30 tonight on ESPNU.
Cornell, I believe, has 4.
Yeah, I think when you look at the schedules, Maryland's schedule and Princeton's schedule jumps out at you as the toughest ones I think I've seen. Princeton gets a goal here with Kabiri. 12.2 left.
Ends the 10-0 run. Only a sophomore. Colin Burns, only a sophomore. McAsee, the senior, his next goal as a Princeton Tiger, the most all-time from a goal perspective. Next year, Bonanno will fill in the McAsee spot. There's a look at Matt Madelon. He knows he's not winning an Ivy League tournament championship this year. He had 2 in the pocket from the last 2 years.
And that's fine. Bigger things on
Yes.
the horizon for the Tigers.
And that's it. The Big Red. Ivy League champions, Ivy League tournament champions. The #1 team in the country will be the #1 seed when the brackets are announced later on tonight. And they continue to roll through May.